When I followed my girlfriend to her mysterious late-night work meetings, I discovered she was sleeping with my best friend of 15 years. Before we continue, please subscribe to this channel and let us know in the comments from which country you are watching this video. My name is Jake Morrison, and I have been dating Amber Stevenson for 3 years. We live together in a downtown apartment, and everything seems perfect between us. Amber works as a marketing coordinator for a growing advertising company. She is smart, beautiful, and everything I want in a long-term partner. I love her more than I have ever loved anyone before. Our relationship feels solid, and I am planning to propose next year. We talk about marriage, kids, and buying a house together regularly. I trust Amber completely and believe she feels the same about me. But recently, something starts changing that makes me question everything I know. Her behavior becomes different in ways that worry me deeply. 2 months ago, Amber begins having frequent late-night work meetings with potential clients. She explains that her company is launching a major new project. These client meetings are supposedly crucial for landing big contracts. Amber says the meetings happen after regular business hours because clients are busy executives. She claims they prefer meeting at restaurants and hotels rather than office spaces. At first, this explanation makes sense, and I support her career ambitions. I encourage Amber to work hard and close these important deals. But the frequency of these meetings starts bothering me as time passes. She has at least 2 meetings every week, sometimes 3 or 4. No other project in her career required this many client meetings before. I notice that Amber dresses very differently for these supposed work meetings. She wears expensive dresses that I have never seen before in our closet. Her makeup is more dramatic, and her hair is styled perfectly every time. Amber looks like she is going on dates rather than business meetings. When I compliment how beautiful she looks, Amber seems uncomfortable with my attention. She says she needs to dress professionally to impress these high-level clients. But her outfits look more appropriate for romantic dinners than business presentations. I start wondering why these clients require such glamorous appearance from marketing coordinators. Something about her explanation does not feel right to me anymore. Amber becomes increasingly secretive about her phone during this same time period. She used to leave her phone lying around freely when we watched television. Now she takes it with her everywhere, including the bathroom and kitchen. Amber turns her phone face down and silences all notifications when we spend time together. She steps outside to take calls and speaks in whispers I cannot hear. When I ask who called, Amber gives vague answers about work colleagues. Her texting increases dramatically, especially during evenings, when she is supposed to relax. I catch glimpses of her smiling at her phone in ways that seem intimate. These behaviors are completely different from how Amber acted during our first 2 years together. One evening, I suggest joining Amber for dinner after one of her client meetings. I explain that I could wait in the hotel bar while she finishes business. Then we could have a romantic late dinner together before going home. Amber becomes immediately defensive and almost angry at my suggestion. She says I do not trust her professional judgment or respect her career. Amber claims that bringing personal relationships into business meetings is completely inappropriate. She accuses me of being controlling and jealous of her success. This reaction shocks me because Amber has never spoken to me this harshly before. Her anger seems disproportionate to my simple suggestion about having dinner together. I apologize and drop the subject, but her response makes me more suspicious. The final detail that triggers my real concern involves my best friend Connor Walsh. Connor and I have been close friends since high school, nearly 15 years total. We talk regularly, hang out on weekends, and share everything important in our lives. Connor knows all about my relationship with Amber and seems supportive of us. But recently, Connor becomes unavailable on the exact same nights Amber has meetings. He stops answering my calls and texts during these evenings completely. When I ask Connor about his schedule, he gives vague answers about being busy. His unavailability coincides perfectly with Amber's mysterious work meetings every single time. This pattern cannot be a coincidence, and it makes my stomach feel sick. I start wondering if there is a connection between these two important people. Unable to shake my suspicions about Amber and Connor, I decide to follow her tonight. I tell Amber I am working late at the office on a big project. She seems relieved that I will not be home when she leaves. Amber kisses me goodbye and says her client meeting might run very late. She warns me not to wait up because these negotiations can go past midnight. I pretend to leave for work, but actually park around the corner. My heart pounds as I wait to see what Amber does next. This feels like betraying her trust, but I need to know the truth. Something is very wrong with her story about these work meetings. At 7:30, Amber emerges from our apartment building wearing a stunning red dress. I have never seen this dress before, and it must have cost hundreds of dollars. Her hair and makeup look perfect, like she spent hours getting ready for a date. Amber gets into her car and drives toward downtown without noticing me following behind. I keep several cars between us to avoid being spotted by her. My hands shake on the steering wheel as horrible possibilities race through my mind. Maybe Amber really is having legitimate business meetings and I am being paranoid. But her appearance and behavior suggest something much more personal than work. I pray that my suspicions are wrong about what I might discover tonight. Amber drives directly to the Riverside Hotel, one of the most expensive places in the city. This is definitely not where someone holds casual business meetings with clients. The hotel costs $300 per night minimum and caters to wealthy tourists. Amber parks in the valet area like she has been here many times before. She walks confidently into the lobby without checking any paperwork or looking around nervously. I park across the street and watch through the hotel's large glass windows. My stomach drops as I see exactly what happens next inside that lobby. The truth hits me like a physical blow to my chest and changes everything forever. Connor Walsh stands near the hotel bar waiting for someone to arrive tonight. He wears an expensive suit and holds a bouquet of red roses in his hands. Connor looks nervous and excited as he checks his watch repeatedly while scanning the lobby. When Amber enters the hotel, Connor's face lights up with pure joy and love. They embrace each other like lovers who have been separated for weeks or months. Connor spins Amber around and kisses her passionately in front of other hotel guests. Anyone watching would assume they are a couple celebrating an anniversary or special occasion. The betrayal from both my girlfriend and best friend destroys me emotionally in that moment. I sit in my car, unable to move or breathe properly. Amber and Connor hold hands as they walk toward the hotel elevators together, intimately. They cannot keep their hands off each other and keep stopping to kiss. Other guests smile at them like they are witnessing young love in action. Connor pushes the elevator button and they disappear behind the closing doors completely. I realize they are going upstairs to a hotel room Connor must have booked. My girlfriend and best friend are about to spend the night together sexually. Everything I believed about my relationship and friendship has been a complete lie. The two people I trusted most in the world have been betraying me together. I feel physically sick and want to vomit in the hotel parking lot. I wait in my car for over 2 hours watching the hotel entrance obsessively. Other couples come and go while I sit there processing this devastating discovery. Finally, at almost 10:30, Amber and Connor emerge from the elevator looking satisfied. Their hair is messy and their clothes are wrinkled from obvious physical activity upstairs. They walk slowly through the lobby like they do not want this evening to end. Connor kisses Amber goodbye multiple times before she leaves through the front entrance. I watch my best friend of 15 years saying goodbye to my girlfriend romantically. The image burns into my memory and will haunt me for the rest of my life. I have never felt pain this deep and personal before tonight. I follow Connor to his apartment across town while trying not to crash my car. My emotions are out of control, and I can barely see the road clearly. Connor lives in a nice complex with covered parking that hides vehicles from view. To my complete shock, Amber's car is already parked in Connor's designated spot. She beat me here and went directly to his place after leaving the hotel. I realize this night is far from over for them both together. They plan to spend even more intimate time at Connor's apartment until very late. My girlfriend is choosing to sleep with my best friend instead of coming home. She probably will not return until early morning hours when she thinks I am asleep. I drive home alone and sit in our apartment surrounded by reminders of Amber everywhere. Her photos smile at me from the walls while she cheats on me. Her clothes fill half our closet while she undresses for another man tonight. Her coffee mug sits in our kitchen sink from this morning's breakfast together. Everything in our shared space feels like evidence of my stupidity and blindness. How could I not see what was happening right in front of me? The signs were all there, but I chose to trust instead of investigate. Amber comes home at 2:15 in the morning, trying to be quiet. She thinks I am sleeping, but I lie awake listening to her footsteps. She goes directly to the shower to wash off evidence of her betrayal tonight. The next morning, Amber acts completely normal, like nothing happened last night at all. She makes coffee and asks about my late work project with genuine seeming concern. Amber explains that her client meeting ran extremely late because of difficult contract negotiations. She says the client was very demanding and wanted to review every detail multiple times. Her lies flow easily while she butters her toast and checks her phone. I pretend to believe every word while planning my next moves carefully. Amber has no idea that I know the truth about her affair with Connor. This gives me a huge advantage that I plan to use against them both. They think they are so clever, but I have evidence that will destroy them. Over the next 3 weeks, I become a detective investigating my own girlfriend's betrayal. I document every lie Amber tells me about her supposed work meetings. I write down dates, times, and her exact explanations for where she goes. The pattern becomes clear that she meets Connor twice every week consistently. Tuesday and Friday nights are their regular schedule for cheating on me together. Amber always uses the same excuse about important client meetings requiring her presence. She claims these clients only have time for evening appointments after their workdays. I create a detailed timeline showing how her lies match Connor's unavailability perfectly. This documentation will prove their affair has been planned and systematic rather than accidental. I start following Amber and Connor to different locations around the city regularly. They rotate between 3 expensive hotels to avoid being noticed by staff members. Sometimes they meet at Connor's apartment when his roommate travels for business trips. I take photographs of them entering and leaving these locations together intimately. The pictures show them holding hands, kissing, and acting like a committed couple. I capture timestamps proving how long they spend together during each encounter. Usually they are together for 3 to 4 hours before separating reluctantly. My photo evidence removes any possibility of them denying their physical relationship later. These images will destroy any excuses they try to make when confronted. One evening while Amber showers, I check her phone for additional evidence carefully. Her text messages with Connor reveal the depth of their emotional connection beyond sex. They exchange loving messages daily, calling each other pet names like baby and sweetheart. Connor tells Amber he loves her more than anything in his life. Amber responds that Connor makes her happier than she has ever been before. They discuss their future together and talk about me like an obstacle. Connor asks when Amber will break up with me so they can be public. Amber says she needs more time to figure out the best approach. Reading these messages breaks my heart, but gives me powerful ammunition against them. I discover that Connor has been lying to our mutual friends about his relationship status. He tells everyone he is seeing someone special, but keeping it secret temporarily. Connor brags about how amazing his new girlfriend is without revealing her identity. Our friend Marcus asks Connor directly if he is dating someone we know. Connor just smiles and says the relationship is complicated, but worth the wait. He acts like he is protecting someone's privacy rather than conducting an affair. Connor's deception extends beyond just me to our entire friend group systematically. This shows how calculated and selfish his betrayal really is underneath. Through careful observation, I learn intimate details about their affair that disgust me. They have pet names for each other and inside jokes about our relationship. Amber complains to Connor about my boring personality and lack of ambition professionally. Connor agrees that Amber deserves someone more exciting and successful than me. They mock my habits and interests while planning their future together romantically. These conversations prove that their affair involves emotional betrayal alongside the physical cheating. They are not just having sex, but building a relationship to replace ours. The depth of their deception shows complete disrespect for my feelings and our history. I also discover financial evidence of their affair through credit card statements and receipts. Connor pays for all their hotel rooms and expensive dinner dates consistently. He spent over $3,000 on their affair in just 2 months. Amber bought new lingerie and dresses specifically for their encounters, together secretly. She hides these purchases from me by using her personal credit card. The financial trail proves their affair required significant planning and investment from both sides. This was not a spontaneous mistake, but a deliberate choice to build a relationship. They prioritize spending money on each other while lying to my face daily. The most painful discovery comes from overhearing one of their phone conversations accidentally. Amber thinks I am sleeping when Connor calls her late one night. She answers quietly, and they talk for over an hour about their feelings. Connor tells Amber that he fell in love with her the moment they first kissed. Amber responds that she realized Connor was her soulmate during their second date together. They discuss how different their connection feels compared to their previous relationships with other people. Amber says being with Connor feels like coming home after years of settling. These words destroy me because I thought Amber felt that way about me. I realize our entire relationship was a lie from her perspective completely. By the end of 3 weeks, I have overwhelming evidence of their systematic betrayal. Photos, text messages, financial records, and recorded conversations prove their affair beyond doubt. The evidence shows premeditation rather than a moment of weakness or mistake. Amber and Connor deliberately chose to destroy my trust while maintaining fake relationships with me. They planned their encounters carefully and lied consistently to cover their tracks. Now I have everything needed to expose them publicly and ensure consequences. The question is not whether I can prove their affair anymore. The question is how to use this evidence for maximum impact and justice. They think they are so clever, but I hold all the cards now. After gathering 3 weeks of solid evidence, I decide to plan the perfect revenge. My birthday is coming up next month, and I will use this occasion strategically. I start planning a surprise party that will expose Amber and Connor publicly together. The party will happen on a Friday night when Amber usually has her fake meetings. This timing will force her to choose between maintaining her lies or attending. I want all our mutual friends to witness their betrayal being revealed dramatically. Public humiliation will ensure they face social consequences for their deception and cruelty. My birthday party will become their worst nightmare and my moment of justice. I begin by telling Amber how depressed I feel about getting another year older. I explain that this birthday feels different because I am questioning my life choices. Amber listens sympathetically, while probably thinking about Connor the entire time during our conversation. I tell her that having her support at my birthday celebration means everything. I say that her presence will help me feel better about aging and doubts. Amber promises she will be there for me no matter what happens. She says, "My happiness is her top priority and nothing could keep her away." These lies come so easily to her now that I wonder how long she has been deceiving me about other things too. Next, I contact Connor separately to discuss my birthday party plans with him directly. I tell Connor how much our 15-year friendship means to me during this difficult time. I explain that I need his support more than ever as I face another birthday. Connor acts concerned and asks what is bothering me about getting older recently. I tell him that I feel like people I trust might not really care about me. Connor reassures me that he will always be my loyal friend no matter what. He promises to attend my birthday party and make it a memorable celebration. The irony of his words makes me sick, but also strengthens my resolve. I schedule the party for the exact same night Amber claims to have another important meeting. This creates the perfect conflict that will expose her lies to everyone present. I rent a private room at our favorite restaurant where we have celebrated before. I invite 20 of our closest mutual friends who know both Amber and Connor well. These people will serve as witnesses to the betrayal revelation I have planned. Everyone accepts the invitation eagerly because they genuinely care about celebrating my birthday. They have no idea they will witness the most dramatic moment of my life instead. When I mention the party date to Amber, she immediately looks uncomfortable and nervous. She explains that she has a crucial client meeting scheduled for that exact evening. Amber says this meeting could determine whether her company lands their biggest contract ever. She asks if we can celebrate my birthday on a different night instead. I tell Amber that this is the only date that works for our friends. I explain how disappointed I will be if she misses my birthday for work. Amber struggles with this decision because she wants to maintain her cover story. Finally, she agrees to cancel her meeting and attend my birthday celebration instead. I contact Connor again to confirm his attendance at the party enthusiastically together. Connor seems excited about celebrating and asks what gift I might want. I tell him that having him there is the only present I need. Connor says he would not miss my birthday for anything in the world. He promises to arrive early and help set up the celebration if needed. Connor has no idea that he will be walking into a trap carefully. His eagerness to attend makes his upcoming humiliation even more satisfying for me. Both Amber and Connor think they are doing me favors by coming to my party. The week before my birthday, I finalize all the technical preparations for the revelation. I create a slideshow presentation that will expose their affair to everyone present. The presentation starts with innocent photos of friends and family celebrating previous birthdays. Then it transitions into surveillance photos of Amber and Connor together at hotels. I include timestamps and location details to prove the systematic nature of their betrayal. The slideshow ends with screenshots of their romantic text messages about loving each other. This presentation will destroy their reputations in front of everyone they know and respect. I also prepare backup evidence in case they try to deny or minimize their affair. I burn multiple copies of their photos onto discs for distribution to friends. I print hard copies of their text messages and hotel receipts as physical proof. I even prepare a written timeline documenting every lie Amber told me about work meetings. This evidence package will follow them everywhere they go in our social circle. There will be no escape from the consequences of their choices after my birthday party. They wanted to destroy my trust and happiness, so I will destroy their reputations completely. The night before my birthday party, I feel surprisingly calm about what will happen. Amber and Connor have no idea what awaits them tomorrow evening at the restaurant. They think they are attending a normal birthday celebration for someone they have betrayed. Instead, they will face public exposure and social destruction in front of everyone important. Justice will finally be served for months of lies, cheating, and emotional abuse. My birthday gift to myself will be watching them face the consequences of their cruelty. Tomorrow night will change all our lives forever, but only I know what is coming. My birthday party starts perfectly, with all 20 friends gathering at the restaurant. Amber arrives wearing a beautiful blue dress and acts like the perfect, supportive girlfriend. She kisses me hello and tells everyone how much she loves celebrating my birthday. Connor shows up with an expensive watch as my gift and gives me a warm hug. He makes a toast about our 15 years of friendship and loyalty to each other. Everyone laughs and enjoys dinner while I wait for the perfect moment to strike. The atmosphere is happy and relaxed as people share funny stories about our friendships. Amber and Connor both seem comfortable and unsuspecting about what comes next tonight. After dinner, I stand up and ask for everyone's attention for a special announcement. I tell my friends that I want to share something important about relationships in my life. Everyone assumes I am about to propose to Amber based on their excited expressions. Amber looks surprised but pleased as she thinks this might be her engagement moment. Connor smiles supportively, like he expects to witness a romantic proposal between his friends. I explain that I have prepared a slideshow showing the people who matter most. The restaurant dims the lights, and I connect my laptop to their projection screen. Everyone settles in to watch what they think will be sweet birthday memories. The slideshow begins with innocent photos of family gatherings and childhood friendships as expected. People smile and point out funny hairstyles and outfits from years past together. I include pictures of Amber and me from our early dating days looking happy. There are photos of Connor and me from high school through recent times. Everyone relaxes and enjoys this nostalgic trip down memory lane while eating dessert. The mood is warm and sentimental as people remember good times we shared. Then suddenly the slideshow takes a dramatic turn that shocks everyone into complete silence. The innocent family photos transition into surveillance pictures of Amber and Connor together intimately. The first photo shows Amber and Connor embracing passionately in the Riverside Hotel lobby. Gasps echo through the restaurant as people recognize what they are seeing displayed. The next slide shows them kissing deeply while holding hands like lovers do. More photos follow documenting their affair across multiple hotels and locations over weeks. Each image includes timestamps proving this was not a single mistake, but ongoing betrayal. Amber's face turns white with shock while Connor tries to stand up from the table. I calmly continue narrating each photo like a prosecutor presenting evidence to a jury. The room stays completely silent except for my voice explaining their systematic deception. I show screenshots of their romantic text messages calling each other baby and sweetheart. The messages reveal Connor telling Amber he loves her more than anything alive. Amber responds that Connor makes her happier than she has ever been before. Their conversations about me being an obstacle to their happiness play for everyone. People read along as Connor and Amber discuss when she will break up with me. The text evidence proves emotional betrayal alongside the physical affair they conducted secretly. Several female friends start crying as they realize how deeply Amber deceived me. Male friends look angry and disgusted by Connor's violation of our friendship bond completely. Amber jumps up from her seat and tries to grab my laptop to stop the presentation. I block her access and continue showing hotel receipts Connor paid for their encounters. The financial evidence proves their affair required planning and significant investment from both parties involved. Connor finally finds his voice and starts yelling that this is a private matter. He demands that I stop embarrassing them in front of our friends immediately. I calmly explain that they made this public by lying to everyone here tonight. Their deception affected our entire friend group who believed their fake loyalty and honesty. Everyone deserves to know who Connor and Amber really are underneath their masks. Connor grabs Amber's hand, and they try to leave the restaurant together quickly. I block their path to the exit and announce that the presentation is not finished. I show the final slides documenting every lie Amber told about her work meetings. The timeline proves she chose Connor over me repeatedly while pretending to love me. Connor's lies to friends about his mysterious girlfriend are also exposed completely now. I explain how they mocked my personality and planned their future while betraying me. The depth of their cruelty becomes clear to everyone witnessing this revelation tonight. Our friends look horrified by the systematic nature of their deception and betrayal. The restaurant falls into stunned silence as the slideshow ends with my closing message. I thank everyone for attending my birthday party and witnessing the truth finally. I explain that Amber and Connor taught me valuable lessons about trust and loyalty. Some people will betray you while smiling to your face every single day. But real friends will support you when the truth comes out eventually. I look directly at Amber and Connor as they stand there, humiliated and exposed. Their affair is now public knowledge that will follow them everywhere they go. Justice has been served through truth rather than violence or illegal revenge tactics. The aftermath of my birthday party revelation spreads through our social circle like wildfire overnight. Everyone who witnessed Amber and Connor's humiliation starts calling other friends immediately after leaving. The story grows with each retelling as people share details about the affair evidence. By morning, everyone in our extended friend group knows about the betrayal completely. Social media explodes with subtle references to loyalty and trust without naming names directly. People post quotes about friendship and honesty that clearly reference the situation everyone witnessed. The public exposure ensures that Amber and Connor cannot escape or control the narrative about their actions. Our mutual friends immediately choose sides and overwhelmingly support me over the cheaters unanimously. Marcus calls me first thing Saturday morning, expressing his disgust with Connor's betrayal. He says 15 years of friendship meant nothing to Connor when temptation appeared. Sarah texts me that she always suspected something was wrong with Amber recently. She noticed how secretive Amber became about her phone and schedule over months. David offers to help me move apartments if I need to get away. Everyone wants to show their support and distance themselves from Connor and Amber publicly. The friend group splits cleanly with everyone rejecting the people who betrayed trust. Connor's roommate Tyler learns about the affair through friends who attended my party. Tyler immediately confronts Connor about using their apartment for cheating on me repeatedly. He demands that Connor move out within 30 days because of the betrayal. Tyler says he cannot live with someone who destroys friendships for selfish pleasure. Connor begs Tyler to reconsider, but Tyler refuses to change his mind completely. Finding new housing becomes urgent for Connor as his living situation collapses quickly. The expensive hotels and gifts for Amber drained Connor's savings account significantly already. Now he faces additional moving costs and higher rent without a roommate to share expenses. Amber loses several close female friendships immediately after the truth comes out publicly. Jessica and Michelle both block Amber's phone number and social media accounts entirely. They tell other women in our circle that Amber cannot be trusted anymore. Lisa confronts Amber directly about the betrayal and calls her selfish and cruel. These women supported Amber through difficult times and feel personally betrayed by her lies. They realize that Amber complained about me while secretly cheating behind everyone's backs. The female friends view Amber's actions as unforgivable violations of girl code and loyalty. Their rejection hits Amber harder than losing me because she valued these friendships deeply. The male friends in our group completely ostracize Connor from all future activities and gatherings. They remove Connor from group chats and stop inviting him to events immediately. Weekend basketball games continue without Connor, even though he organized them for years. Fantasy Football League kicks Connor out mid-season, despite his protests about fairness. Poker nights happen at different locations, so Connor cannot find or join them. The men view Connor's betrayal as the worst possible violation of friendship codes. They cannot trust someone who plans systematic deception against his closest friend for months. Connor's social life disappears overnight as every meaningful friendship ends because of his choices. Group events and parties now exclude both Amber and Connor automatically without discussion needed. Birthday celebrations, holiday gatherings, and casual hangouts happen without them present ever. People plan events in secret group chats that exclude the cheaters completely. When Connor or Amber try to contact people about upcoming events, they receive cold responses. Everyone makes excuses to avoid spending time with either of them individually or together. The social isolation becomes complete as former friends protect themselves from toxic people. Amber and Connor discover that actions have consequences that extend far beyond romantic relationships alone. I receive overwhelming support and sympathy from everyone who knows the full story. People invite me to dinner and activities to help me heal emotionally. Friends check on my well-being regularly and offer assistance with anything I need. Women in our circle introduce me to their single friends when I feel ready. Men offer to help me find new hobbies or interests to move forward. The support network strengthens my confidence and helps me realize my worth again. Everyone tells me that I handled the situation with dignity and intelligence rather than violence. They respect how I use truth and evidence instead of revenge or retaliation tactics. The social consequences extend beyond our immediate friend group to work and family connections. Amber's co-workers learn about the affair through social media and mutual acquaintances slowly. Her professional reputation suffers as people question her character and trustworthiness in business. Connor's family hears about his betrayal through extended social networks eventually. His parents express disappointment that he destroyed a lifelong friendship for temporary pleasure. The ripple effects reach into every aspect of their lives systematically. Public humiliation follows them everywhere they try to go or hide from consequences. Connor attempts to salvage some friendships by reaching out individually to people we know. He tries to minimize the affair as a mistake and asks for forgiveness. Every person he contacts rejects his attempts at reconciliation completely and firmly. They tell Connor that his betrayal was too calculated and cruel for redemption. Planning systematic deception for months proves his character rather than representing temporary judgment. Marcus tells Connor directly that their friendship is dead forever, without possibility of repair. The finality of these rejections destroys Connor's hope of rebuilding his social life locally. He realizes that staying in this city means permanent isolation from meaningful relationships and connections. While researching Connor's background for my evidence file, I discover something that changes everything dramatically. Connor works as a project manager for Meridian Industries, which owns Amber's marketing company. This makes their relationship a direct violation of corporate ethics policies regarding employee interactions. The parent company has strict rules about relationships between employees from different divisions. Connor and Amber never disclosed their affair to human resources as required by policy. Their secret relationship could expose both companies to liability and harassment claims. This discovery gives me powerful ammunition to destroy their careers along with their reputations. I contact the Human Resources Department at Meridian Industries with detailed evidence of the affair. I explain that 2 employees from connected companies have been conducting an undisclosed relationship. The HR representative takes my report seriously because corporate liability is involved significantly. I provide timestamps of their hotel meetings and photo evidence of their encounters. The documentation proves they used company time and resources for personal relationships repeatedly. HR schedules immediate investigations into both Connor and Amber's conduct and ethics violations. Company policies require disciplinary action when employees fail to disclose relationships that could create conflicts. Connor receives a formal reprimand and mandatory ethics training for failing to report his relationship. His supervisor learns about the affair and questions Connor's judgment and professionalism completely. The investigation reveals that Connor scheduled fake client meetings to cover his time with Amber. He submitted false expense reports claiming business purposes for personal activities with her. Connor's reputation within the company suffers as colleagues learn about his deceptive behavior patterns. His chances for promotion or advancement become impossible after this ethics violation on record. The company places Connor on probation with warnings that future violations will result in termination. Amber faces even worse consequences because she lied directly to her supervisor about client meetings. Her boss discovers that Amber fabricated stories about important business negotiations that never existed. She claimed to be working late on major contracts while actually conducting personal affairs. Amber's credibility with management disappears completely as they realize her dishonesty extends beyond personal matters. Her supervisor questions every project and report Amber has submitted in recent months. The company launches a full review of Amber's work performance and truthfulness in all areas. Her employment status becomes uncertain as trust between her and management breaks down. The investigation reveals that Connor and Amber used company resources for their personal relationship extensively. They exchanged personal emails and text messages using corporate communication systems inappropriately. Connor booked hotel rooms on his company credit card, claiming business expenses falsely. Amber took extended lunch breaks to meet Connor without proper approval from supervisors. Both companies face potential liability for enabling workplace harassment through poor oversight policies. The legal department gets involved to assess corporate risk from their employees' conduct. This escalation brings serious attention from senior management to their case. Amber's marketing company decides to terminate her employment to protect their relationship with Meridian Industries. They cannot afford to damage their most important client partnership because of one employee's poor judgment. Amber's supervisor explains that trust is essential in their business, and she violated that completely. The company needs employees who demonstrate honesty and integrity with clients and colleagues alike. Amber's lies about client meetings prove she cannot be trusted with important responsibilities anymore. Her termination happens quickly, with minimal severance because of the ethics violations she committed. Finding new employment becomes difficult with this termination on her record permanently. Connor's situation deteriorates when his colleagues learn about the affair through office gossip networks. People who work with Connor lose respect for his character and professionalism entirely. They question his judgment and ability to make ethical decisions in business matters. Connor's teammates avoid collaborating with him on important projects because of trust issues. His isolation at work mirrors his social isolation as friends abandon him completely. The workplace becomes uncomfortable as Connor faces constant judgment from people who know his story. His productivity suffers as he deals with professional and personal consequences simultaneously every day. The corporate investigation extends to examining Connor and Amber's communications for other policy violations discovered. HR finds evidence that they shared confidential client information inappropriately during their relationship conversations. Connor provided Amber with details about Meridian's business strategies that she should not have accessed. This information sharing could constitute industrial espionage depending on how it was used. Both companies reviewed their security protocols and access controls because of this breach. The legal implications grow more serious as corporate attorneys assess potential damage from information sharing. Criminal charges become possible if client data was compromised significantly. Word spreads through their respective industries about the ethics violations and terminations involved professionally. Marketing and project management are small professional communities where reputations matter significantly for career advancement. Amber's former clients learn about her dishonesty and question her reliability in future business dealings. Connor's professional network hears about his ethics violations through industry connections and colleagues. Both face damaged reputations that will follow them to future employers and opportunities. Background checks will reveal their terminations and ethics violations for years to come. Their career prospects become limited as employers avoid hiring people with integrity issues on record. The professional consequences prove more devastating than the social fallout from our friend group entirely. Careers take years to build, but can be destroyed quickly through poor choices and ethics violations. Connor and Amber prioritize their selfish desires over professional responsibilities and personal integrity completely. Now they face unemployment, damaged reputations, and limited future opportunities in their chosen fields. The affair cost them much more than just relationships with me and our friends. Their professional lives lie in ruins because they chose temporary pleasure over long-term career security. Justice comes through natural consequences rather than revenge or retaliation from me directly. 6 months have passed since my birthday party revelation destroyed Amber and Connor's lives completely. The immediate aftermath was intense with daily drama and constant updates from friends. Now the dust has settled and I can see the full scope of justice. Amber moved to another state after losing her job and most of her friendships. She struggled to find employment because her professional reputation was destroyed by the ethics violations. Connor also relocated across the country for a fresh start away from everyone. His career never recovered from the corporate investigation and termination on his record. Both learned that actions have permanent consequences that follow you everywhere you go. Their relationship with each other ended badly within weeks of the public exposure happening. The stress of losing everything they valued turned them against each other quickly. Amber blamed Connor for not being more careful about hiding their affair from discovery. Connor accused Amber of being too obvious with her behavior changes and lies. They fought constantly about whose fault it was that I discovered their betrayal. The pressure of unemployment, social isolation, and family disappointment destroyed their bond completely. What they thought was true, love crumbled when tested by real adversity. They learned that relationships built on betrayal cannot survive when consequences arrive. I kept our apartment and removed all traces of Amber from my living space. Redecorating helped me reclaim the home we shared and make it truly mine. Friends helped me paint walls and rearrange furniture to create new energy. I threw away photos and gifts that reminded me of our relationship together. The physical changes symbolized my emotional healing and movement toward a better future. Creating new memories in familiar spaces helped me process the betrayal healthily. My home became a sanctuary for recovery rather than a museum of deception. The apartment feels peaceful now without lies and tension filling every room. My social life expanded significantly after removing toxic people from my circle permanently. Real friends supported me through the difficult months with patience and understanding consistently. We grew closer as they proved their loyalty during my hardest times. New people entered my social circle through introductions from friends who wanted to help. I joined new activities and hobbies to meet people outside my previous network. The friend group became stronger and more genuine, after eliminating people with questionable character. Quality relationships replace quantity as I learned to value trust over familiarity. My social life improved dramatically without Connor and Amber's negative influence present. 3 months ago, I started dating Michelle Torres, a wonderful woman I met through mutual friends. Michelle knew my story from the beginning and admired how I handled the betrayal. She appreciated my commitment to truth and justice rather than revenge or violence. Michelle brings honesty and integrity to our relationship that I never experienced with Amber. We communicate openly about everything without secrets or hidden agendas between us. Dating someone trustworthy helps me heal from the trauma of systematic deception entirely. Michelle's character shows me what healthy relationships look like when both people choose honesty. Our connection feels genuine and stable compared to the lies I lived with before. The professional consequences for Connor and Amber continue affecting their lives significantly, even now. Amber's new employer in another state eventually learned about her ethics violations through background checks. She lost that job within months and continues struggling to find stable employment. Connor works in a different field entirely because his reputation in project management was destroyed. Both face reduced earning potential and limited career advancement opportunities permanently now. Their affair cost them much more than personal relationships and social connections completely. The financial impact will affect their lives for years as they rebuild careers. They chose temporary pleasure over long-term security and continue paying that price daily. I learned valuable lessons about trust, intuition, and self-respect through this painful experience entirely. My instincts warned me something was wrong, but I ignored red flags initially. Now I trust my judgment more and pay attention to inconsistencies in behavior. I understand the difference between healthy relationships and manipulative ones clearly now. Setting boundaries and expecting honesty became non-negotiable standards for all my relationships moving forward. The betrayal taught me my own worth and what I deserve from partners. I will never again accept less than complete honesty and loyalty from people I love. These lessons made me stronger and wiser about human nature and relationships. The most satisfying aspect of this situation is that justice came through natural consequences. I did not need to seek revenge or retaliation against Connor and Amber personally. Their choices created the circumstances that destroyed their lives without my direct involvement. Public exposure allowed social and professional consequences to unfold naturally and completely. Truth was more powerful than any revenge I could have planned or executed. They faced judgment from everyone who mattered in their lives simultaneously. The community enforced standards of loyalty and honesty without my manipulation or control. Natural justice proved more thorough and lasting than anything I could have created artificially. Looking back, I feel grateful that their betrayal was discovered before I made bigger commitments. Marriage or children would have complicated the situation and increased the emotional damage. The security cameras meant to protect revealed the truth that protected me instead. Technology became an ally in discovering deception rather than enabling it further. I escaped a relationship built on lies before investing more years of my life. The pain was intense, but temporary compared to a lifetime of deception. Discovery allowed me to find genuine love with Michelle and authentic friendships with trustworthy people. Sometimes the worst betrayals lead to the best outcomes when handled with wisdom and patience. Today, I live with peace, knowing that honesty and integrity guide all my relationships. Michelle and I discuss marriage and children with excitement about our shared future together. My friends respect and support our relationship because they see how healthy it is. Work provides fulfillment and success without the stress of personal drama interfering. The apartment holds happy memories now instead of painful reminders of betrayal. Connor and Amber became cautionary tales that remind me to value what I have. Their downfall serves as proof that character matters more than temporary desires. Justice was served completely through truth rather than revenge, and I can move forward with confidence and joy. If you believe cheaters deserve to face consequences for their actions, smash that like button to show your support for loyalty and honesty in relationships. What's the worst betrayal you've experienced from someone close to you? A partner, friend, or family member? Share your story in the comments and let's support each other through these difficult experiences. Make sure to subscribe, because next week I'm telling the incredible story of a man who discovered his wife's affair through their shared Netflix account. The digital evidence will amaze you.